Good day to all. Welcome back to my channel. Today we will be discussing on unit 3 database management system. Let's begin our tutorial. After this section, your takeaway are understanding database and its related terminologies, SQL data types, SQL constraints and SQL commands. What is a database? Database is a collection of interrelated data that is used for various applications. And to manage these databases, we use a software that is called Database Management System, or in short DBMS. What is the duty of a DBMS? It will store, modify, and retrieve the records from the databases. There are four database models, that is networking data model, hierarchical data model, object-oriented data model, and relational data model. The most popular database model is relational data model, and it was proposed by E.F. Code. In relational data model, the data will be stored in the form of tables or relations. That's why relational database model. And to manage these relational databases, we are having a software called Relational Database Management System, or in short RDBMS. Examples are MS Access, Oracle, MySQL, SQLite, PostgreSQL, etc. And we will be doing the practicals in MySQL RDBMS. MySQL RDBMS, PostgreSQL, SQLite are open source RDBMS software. Before moving to the practical session, we will understand few more related terminologies in relational data model. I told you in the relational data model, the data will be stored in the form of tables. Table means it's a combination of rows and columns. Here, instead of columns, we will also use another term called attribute or field. That's the alias names or the other names for the column. Rows are called as tuple or record. Okay. The other name for the table is relation, and another term is degree. Degree means nothing. The number of columns in a table is known as degree of that particular table. Cardinality stands for the number of records in a table. Okay, when I say cardinality, the headings of the tables are not counted as the record, because record means it should have the complete data. So that you have to keep it in mind. Okay, domain means the pool of values from where you are taking the data for these columns or the records. These are the few related terminologies, and many times they have asked in the paper, like name any two DBMS software. What is the other name for the attribute, define tuple, and difference between degree and cardinality is asked many times as a 2-mark question, also as a 1-mark question, as a case study question, etc. So do prepare with the help of suitable example. We'll show in the practical section too. Next important terminologies in this relational data model is keys. Keys in the table. There are mainly 4 types of keys, that they are primary key, candidate key, alternate key, and foreign key. A primary key means it's a field or group of fields that uniquely identifies a record in a table. For example, your registration number in the school, that is unique for you. No other child will be having the same registration number. Okay, candidate key means what all are the columns or the fields that are capable for the post of primary key are called candidate keys. Okay, so in a primary key, duplicates are not allowed. Okay, and it cannot have a null value. What do you mean by null value? Null value means it's a empty value. It's not equivalent to 0. It's if you are not entering any value, it is considered as a null value. That is legal empty value. Okay, so these are the two significance of primary key. It should not be empty, it should be unique also. So in a particular table, all those columns are having the criteria or satisfying the criteria of primary key. All those fields are considered as the candidate key. And from that means primary key also a candidate key. And from this candidate key, the most suitable key will be taken as the primary key. Okay, and the remaining, those who are not selected candidate keys, or non-selected candidate key for the primary key are the alternate key. That is, the candidate key other than the primary key is called the alternate key. Foreign key means it's the primary key of some other table. Okay, it is mainly used to link two tables. It's a non-key attribute, which is the primary key of some other table, and it will be the foreign key in our current table. Okay, now let's see one by one the how to create the database and all. Okay, after that we will move on to one by one commands. Okay. So this is the MySQL RDBMS. Here we will do the practical illustration. This is the cursor where we will be typing the commands. You can see over the cursor over here. You can type the commands. Now, the first command is that we will see what all are the databases existing in this MySQL RDBMS. For that, the command used is show databases. Show databases is the command which will display all the existing databases in this RDBMS. So these many databases are there. Okay, either you can access these databases already there. That is the by default this information schema, MySQL and test, they all are, and operations are by default one. Other than that, you can just take these all are the created databases. You can access that databases, okay? Or you can create a new databases. We will see from the beginning how to create a databases. So the command used to display the existing databases is show databases. Every SQL command, this is called SQL query or SQL command. Okay, every SQL command will ends with a terminator that is called a semicolon. This is a must one. Okay, these SQL commands are not case sensitive. You can write it in capital letter, you can write it in small case letter, or mix and match also doesn't matter. It will work. It's not case sensitive. Both uppercase and lower cases are treated as similar one. So this is the command for displaying the existing databases. Now we will just see how to create a database. The syntax is create database. Okay, and after that you have to give the name of the database. Sometime in your question it will be given create a database name school. So what you have to do, create database school. After that semicolon is a must. Okay, if you are asked to create a database student, you have to write create database base student. So I'm just going to say that create database admin or academics I'm going to create. Okay, I'm just creating academics. So this is my database. Okay, so once it is done, you can see query. Okay, one row affected, database is created. Now what? Once the database is created, you have to, before creating the table, you have to get access to this database. Okay, once you get the access to the database only, you will be able to what? Create the table. Okay, without opening a database, how can you create a table? So what is the next step? You have to get the access to the table or open the database. For that, what is the command? Use. So what we will write? Use academics. What is the syntax for accessing the database? Use database name. So use academics. So it will open the database. Okay, since this is a new database, you can see that there will be no table right now. I didn't create any table, isn't it? Now we are going to create the table. Okay, creating the table means what is the syntax? I will write it over here. Create table name. Okay, create table. Then we will be, this is the syntax tool. Okay, table name. Okay, table name. Then after that, bracket will be open. Here we will be specifying the column name. Okay, and here we will be specifying the data type. Okay, data type, and we will be specifying the constraint. Okay, constraint, and as many things, as many columns you can specify. According to that column, you can give the data type and constraint. Once it is over, you can close the bracket and put the semicolon. This is the syntax for the database, creating the table. So here when I say table name, it's a single word. That means it should follow all the identifier rules of a programming language. You know that what all are the identifier or the variable name that you have to follow. So this is the syntax. Okay. So before moving to how to create this database, we will just see that what is a data type and what are the constraints available in SQL. Okay. Let's see what are the different types of SQL data types and SQL constraints. Data types means the type of data that particular column is holding and what all are the associated operations in that particular column. Okay, what is the type of data that particular column is holding and what all are its associated operations you are going to perform on that one. Okay, operation means you can perform the arithmetical operation, relational operation, you can do the logical operations. We will discuss that one by one. Okay, data type. Hope this definition is clear. What is the type of data? Type of data means whether it is an integer, whether it is a decimal number, whether it is a boolean, whether a character or a date. What all are the data types that particular column is holding data? What type of data and what all are the associated operations? So these are the common data types available in SQL and these will be most frequently asked data types and we will be working on this one. Okay, int or integer you can write. It is used for storing the whole number. That means without any fractional part. That means decimal part will not be there. Only for the whole number we are using int or integer. If I say it didn't give the size, okay, by default it will be 11 bytes. Okay, you can use this is for storing the real numbers. That means the decimal numbers. Float or you can give decimal also. You can also use real also. There is no problem. Here you can see x comma y. X stands for the maximum. How many numbers is it possible? Length of this number, including the decimal point. Y stands for how many decimal places you needed. Okay, and char and varchar is for storing the character and or the string alphabets. Okay, char and varchar we will have to specify the size. But if you didn't simply give char, by default the byte it is 1 byte. What is the difference between char and varchar? It's a question which had asked previous year. That is a 2-mark question. Differentiate between char and varchar. What is char? Char means what? Fixed length character data type. Okay, and here the memory bytes are also fixed. Varchar stands for what? Variable length character type. Its memory bytes are or memory is not fixed depending upon the value which you are entering. That will be the memory of this one. Okay, there is date data type which will be normally asked stored in the format year, month and date. Even if your question have the table will be having day, month and year, you have to save it or enter in this format. Okay, just keep it in mind, integer and floating point doesn't have a quotation mark because it's a number. But when we are working or entering the values with these data types char, varchar and date, you have to put that value inside the single quote or double quotes. Okay, we will just see in the practically so that it will be more clear to you. SQL constraint. Constraint means the condition or whatever be the constraints or the it will be criteria giving on particular column while creating that time. Also later also you can give the constraints. Okay, these are the condition applied to the particular columns while creating, or later on also you can do it with the help of alter table command. And various SQL constraints are primary key, foreign key, unique, not null, default, and these are the constraints given in your syllabus. There is one more constraint check. It will check that particular criteria. Okay, primary key you have already discussed, that is it's a unique key which will be identify each and every record in the table. There will be only one primary key in a table. Okay, and it should be having unique values. There should be no duplicate values. It will not allow, and even the null values are also not allowed for the primary key. Okay, and foreign key means what? It's a primary key of some other table. What is its significance? It is mainly used for joining the two tables. How it is joining we will be discussing later section. Okay, unique key. Unique is another constraint. That means it will ensure that all the values in the columns are unique. You can see this primary key and unique, that means duplicates are not allowed. But what is the main difference between primary key and unique key? Means only one primary key will be there in a table, but many unique keys can be present in a particular table. That's the main difference. They will ask differentiate between a primary key and unique key. Okay, difference is what? Only one primary key in the table, whereas unique key, you can have more than one unique key in the table. Okay. Not null. Not null is the constraint which will ensure that the null values are not allowed. If I just specify it as not null, I cannot make it or leave it as empty. It should be filled with some value according to the data type specified in that particular column. Default means if I didn't specify any value, this default value will be taken as the value of that particular column. And another one more constraint is check. Okay, check will ensure that if the criteria is satisfied only, it will accept the values. For example, if I give, like, I have a column in the student table called mark, and I'm giving the criteria like check greater than or equal to check of in that mark greater than or equal to 75. So it will accept only those marks greater than or equal to 75, greater than 75. So that is for ensuring the condition or ensuring that values should satisfy that particular thing. Now we will just create a table. Okay. Coming back to the create table. So as of now, we have created the database, get access to the database. Now what we have to create the table. Okay, so we can see I haven't created any table. You can see over here. So if I say that show tables, okay, show tables, you can see it's right now empty because I haven't created any tables. So show databases will display all the existing databases. Show tables will display all the existing tables in the particular database. Okay. Then next one is what? We have to create a table. So what is the syntax? Create table, table name, and after that you have to specify the column name. You have to specify what is the data type accept for that particular column name and what are the constraints. Suppose I just want to create a table named student. Okay, student which consists of roll number. These are the details I want to enter. Roll number. Okay, then I want to enter the name. I want to enter 2 subject marks. Okay, so how will I do? So create table student. Okay, so I have given create table and table name is student. So what is the first column? Roll number. Roll number, after that don't give the space, it will show an error, because you know that when we are defining a variable, there should be no other special character other than the underscore, isn't it? So those rules has to be maintained in here also while writing a variable. Role name, it should be of integer data type, and I need this one as the primary key. So it should be the primary key. How to give primary key? Primary space key. And you can also specify that it should be a not null constraint. Even if you didn't specify also, no problem, but you can also explicitly specify that not null. That means it will not accept any null value. Primary key, if we give primary key also, that is the same working, same thing, because primary key will not accept the null value. Next one is name. Okay, name varchar of 30. Okay, I have, so maximum I can accept 30 characters. Okay, so what is the maximum byte memory allocated? That is 30 bytes for this name column. Okay, suppose I have this column name and I have entered only a name with the 3 characters, that is Anu. So what it will be the memory byte? It will be 3 bytes only. Even though 30 bytes space is allocated, I have entered a name with 3 characters, its memory bytes will be 3. But when instead of this varchar, if I have used char of 30, the memory bytes will be 30, because the remaining spaces will be allocated by 0. Right side some zeros will be added up, and that will be its memory size will be fixed. That's the difference, fixed length, and this is variable length. Okay, so here also you can give sometime in the question it will be given like create table will be given with the what will be the data type of that table, what are the column names will be given, and what are the sizes of that one, and what will be the constraints also given. So accordingly you have to give. Here also you can give that constraints like not null, about all the constraint, default constraint, all the constraint you can give it over here. So name, I just give name varchar of 30. Now I am just accepting the marks of marks 1. Okay, for first subject, I'm just accepting as integer. I'm just needing accepting mark 2 also integer. Okay, once all the columns are done, you can see all the columns are separated by comma. So one column, it's a column name, its data type, it what all are the constraint, after that put a comma. Okay, after that, go with the second column, but all are the similar way, the data type and the constraint if needed, that will be entered. After that, you will be adding the third column and its data type, and this is like fourth column and its data type. Constraints are not necessary, it should be needed, but the data type you have to give it for each column. Okay, and once all the columns are done, you have to put a semicolon, that is a must, then you give that it is created. Okay, now when I see that show tables, you can see table in academics. This academics is a database. Inside that a student table is created, but earlier it was like an empty set because earlier I haven't created any table. Now to view the structure of the table, I have a command called describe. Okay, to view the structure of the table, what is the command? Describe table name. So describe student. Okay, describe student will help you to view the structure of the table student. So in the structure of the table, what all are they given? There will be given column names. Field stands for the column name. These are the 4 column names. What are the data types used? This is an integer and its size is 11, and character you can see over there. Even if integer I didn't give any size, you can see it is by default 11 characters. 11 means 11 is the size. It is no, not null, and this is a primary key. I didn't give any other constraint, so that's why you cannot see anything. Okay, so describe or DESC, or you can complete, you can also write it as describe, describe student. Okay, so that also return the structure of the table. Now what we have to do, these are the commands. Okay, now we can like have these all are, you can keep it in mind that these all are the DDL commands. DDL SQLs are classified into mainly into 4 types like DDL, DML, DCL and TCL, but you have to study only the DDL and DML commands. What are DDL commands? DDL, DDL. It stands for what? Data definition language. Data definition language. Okay, definition language. That's the full form. Many times it is asked what is the expanded DDL, or differentiate between DDL and DML commands. It's a 2-mark question. Okay, so data definition language. What is the need for this? It is used for creating or defining the schema. Defining the schema. So defining the object schema, that means creating, dropping, deleting, everything that is coming under the DDL command. That means the while we are working with the DDL command, the structure of the table will change. Okay, structure, it will get an effect to the structure of the table. So these are DDL command. Okay, next one is called a data DML commands. DML commands are means what? Data manipulation commands. Data manipulation commands. Okay, these are used for manipulating the data. In the name itself, it's for modifying the data. Okay, and we will work on first with the DDL command. After that, we will move on to the DML commands. So first one, DDL commands we have studied is create table. That means create, these all are DDL commands. Okay, now next we will just see that alter table. Alter table command is used for altering the table. That means altering the structure already defined. There are mainly three things we can do. We can add a new column, drop a column, that means delete a particular column, and we can also modify the constraints and data types, already existing constraints and data types. So we will see one by one. Suppose I have a table in this one. So these all are the DDL commands. Example for DDL commands also ask name any two DDL command, or in the MCQ they will be giving the command and asking which one is not a DDL command, which one is not a DML command. So just study all those things. It's very important section. So alter table, the syntax is alter table, table name. So here it is student. So first thing is I'm going to add the columns. Okay. So what we will do? Alter table student add. I want to add a column called total. Okay. Total means to do the sum of these 2 marks. And what is the data type? You have to specify. So since mark 1 and mark 2 is integer data type, I go with the integer. But if you can give that floating point also, no problem. So what it will do, when I just do like this way, you can see query, okay, 0 rows affected, isn't it? But when I just give the describe student, whether it is added up or not, you can see extra column is added up, isn't it? Integer data type, yes or no? Right now, okay, now I have just select star from student. This is a DML command. I will just tell you, just from student. Okay, that later I'll just, this is right now empty because I haven't inserted any records, but how to do and I'll just let you know. Okay, now we just see the DSC student. So what is that? We have added up a new column. Suppose if I just want to delete a column, the same column total, I'm just going to delete. Okay, or I'll just add up another column called date. Okay, date of birth. So what is the syntax? Alter table student add DOB, and what is the data type? Date. Okay, and you can see semicolon. If I give, that is added up. When I say DSC student, you can see that field also added up. Everything will be added at the end. Suppose I just want to delete this column. I don't want this date of birth. Okay, so what I will do? What I will do is that I have to delete that column, isn't it? So alter table again. Alter table. What is the table you are going to alter? That's the name of the table you have to give. Student drop. What is that? Drop. Which column you are going to drop? Means delete. DOB. Okay, so if I give, so what it will do, and if I just give DSC student describe, view the structure of the student, you can see that that column is deleted. Right now I am having only 5 columns, isn't it? Now you can see this is the varchar of 30. No, I want to make it as varchar of 50. Okay, so what I have to do? I have to modify it. Alter table student, modify, which one? Name. And what is the data type? I have to modify varchar of 50. Okay, you just want to make or change from the smaller size to bigger size. Okay, so I just got it. When I just see DSC student, you can see varchar of 50. It is updated, isn't it? So these are the things. If I just want to make this as a add a primary key, means this is already a primary key. I want to set this was a not null. You can do like that. That also what we will do. Alter table student, modify mark 1. Okay, int. I need it as not null. It should contain some value. Okay, or I can give it as name also. Instead of not, I give it as name. Okay, see right now it is yes, null is accepted. Okay, name varchar of 50. Okay, now I'll just see DSC. See right now it is yes. Okay, nulls are accepted. DSC student, I'm just checking the structure. You can see no. Now it is null, nulls are not accepted. You can see that. Okay, Another one is that you can give that default. Okay, how to give that one? Alter table. Okay, if I just want to, right now this roll number is the primary key, no? So I can remove this primary key. How to do? Alter table, alter table student, drop primary key. Okay, so primary key constraint will be deleted, column will not get deleted. Okay, when I say DSC student, you can see that primary key, primary earlier it was primary key that got deleted. Now if I just want to add that constraint primary key, alter table student, okay, add primary key, okay, and in the bracket you have to specify which column to be added as the primary key. Okay, then we just check out DSC student and see. If I just want to make this constraint as default value, okay, mark 2 or mark 1 as default value, okay, what I will do is default value, isn't it? So what I will do, alter table, you're modifying, okay, alter table student, modify mark 1 int default value I have given as 60. Okay, if I didn't enter the mark, 60 should be there. Okay, so I just see DSC student, this one. You can see default value is 60. Okay, if I didn't enter any value, that default value will be there in that particular column. So these are the things of the alter table command. So alter table, its command significance also asked many times. What are the significance of an alter table? What are the significance? It can be used to alter the structure of the table. Okay, and what all things we can do? Add or drop the column, add or remove the constraint, modify the existing, redefine the column, that is data type, data column name, everything you can be redefined. Next, one is drop table. That is also a DDL command. It will delete the table. Okay, it will delete the table. So if I delete this table again, I have to keep it. Okay, so I'll just show you that right now how to drop the table. Okay, so drop command means drop table name. Okay, drop table, you have to say drop table student. Okay, drop table student means what? It will delete the entire table, everything along with the structure of the data. This structure also will get deleted. I'll show at the end how to delete the table. Okay, I will show this command at the end. Okay, once all these things are done. Okay, and another drop is that drop database. If I say drop database, database name. Okay, drop database. What is the database name? Academics. Okay, that if I give what, it will delete the database, entire database along with the table. Okay, so that also DDL commands. So create table, alter table, drop, they all are the this one what DDL commands. That means it will alter the structure of the table. Now moving on to the DML commands. First one is, now we have created the table, we want to insert the data. For that we are having the command insert into. So insert into which, where we want to insert into student values. Okay, values, and you have to specify the values. For example, I'm just 100 is my first roll number, or 1 you can give, that's your wish, I give 100. Okay, name, you have to, it's a character, so either in a single or double quote you have to specify. Okay, so I have given one name. Okay, then you have to, this quotation mark is necessary depending on the data type. Other one is mark 1, I have given like 98, and 80 is okay, 78. Okay, and since I have added the column total, what you have to give that one, isn't it? How we will give? You have to give like I will give okay, I have to give the total value, isn't it? So I'll give like 98 plus 70. So we'll check out select is the command for displaying or retrieving the record. Select star from student. Okay, you can see total is there, isn't it? You can see over here. Okay, but right now I'll delete this total column. Okay, so how to delete the total column? Alter table student drop total. Later we will add up. Okay, I'll show you another formula. Okay, so right now you can see when I say select star from student, that column is deleted, isn't it? Now we will add few more records, that is insert into student. Okay, you can also add, like I have said that mark to column as a default. No, you can add like this way also. Insert which all columns I needed the values. Insert student, which all columns I needed the values. You can specify here name and mark one. I need only for this columns values. Okay, so you can give like 101. Okay, and I know then I have given like a 69. Okay, so I didn't give the value for the mark 2. Okay, so we will see that select star from student. What happened? You can see the null value. Yes or no? Can you see the null value? Because I think that I have given default for the mark 1, isn't it? I have given the default for mark 1. So I have, when I didn't enter that one, I had entered value for the mark 1. So mark 2 I didn't enter, it is null value, isn't it? Now what we will do? Now I'll just enter, I'll just again show instead of this one. Okay, instead of mark 1, I will make it as mark 2. Okay. So this again, this record is there, no? So I'll just change the name, Sharanya. Okay, and I make it as 85 or 87. Okay, so if I just enter this one, you can say select star from student. Okay, I didn't enter mark, so here I didn't enter the call mark 1 column, isn't it? Any mark for the mark 1 column, but what is that 60 up here? How it come? Because I have set the value 60 as the default. So but here the null value appear, that we can update it. Okay, so as of now these are the 3 records. Okay, so this is the primary key. Yes or no? This is the primary key. Right now this is the primary key. This is the most suitable. Which all are the candidate key? Candidate key means that show all the columns that are eligible for the post of primary key are called as candidate key. That means to eligible for the post of primary key, what? It should be unique, means all the record values should be unique, no duplicates, and it should not have any null value. Okay, so this column all are unique, isn't it? So this is a candidate key. Roll number is a candidate key. Name, no duplicate, so name is also a candidate key. Mark, any repeating value? No. So this is also a candidate key right now, isn't it? Now mark to null values there. This cannot be taken, isn't it? So these 3 are called the candidate key: roll number, name, and mark 1. But in that, roll number is the most suitable one, so it becomes the primary key. And what are the remaining 2 columns, or what are the remaining columns in the candidate key? Name and mark 1. These 2 are considered as what? Alternate key. So in your question paper, that way also given, identify the primary key, identify the candidate key, identify the alternate key. When foreign key coming, they will be giving 2 tables and ask to identify. Okay, that we will discuss while discussing with the join command. Okay, so select is the command for displaying all the records. Star denote what? Ended column to will be displayed. You can also display the specific columns, like I need only name and mark 1, or roll number and name. So you can specify roll number, comma, name from student. Specific columns can be displayed. Okay, so the specific columns only will appear. It's a order of these columns are immaterial. It's not necessary first the roll number should come. You can also give like name, comma, roll number. Okay, it will be appearing. So any order you can give. When I in the question, if you select name and roll number, don't give any and over here, just give a comma between the columns. Okay. So this is how we will be retrieving the specific column. Star denote all column. Now to denote instead of this roll number or S name, I just want to give it as to S name. Okay. Okay. So that is, for that we have to give the or alias name. Okay. So what I will do, alias name means what? Alternate name or another name I want to give. It is only for the output purposes, that will not appear in your table. So what I will do is select name as, okay. I will give like in single quote or double quote, I will give, okay, S name, okay, or student name I can give student name. Okay, this double quote is from student. Okay, so what it will appear, you can see the heading of this column changed to student name, but in our normal table there is no effect. Okay, it's only for this output purposes. This is called alias name, and for that we are using which keyword? As is the keyword for used for the alias name. So normal case there is no change in the column name. Okay, you can see name only will appear over here. Now in this there is no duplicate data, so I'll just make a duplicate data. Okay, it's few more records I will insert. So you can insert multiple records also. Insert into student values. So I just give 103 Manju 98 87 comma. I can give another tuple 104. But for the exam, better to write it as separate insert query. Okay, 104 Sanju. Even the default value, if I type simply like default also, there is okay, no problem. Okay, but don't give any single quote, so the default value will be filled out. And if I say that 90, okay, and after that put the semicolon and press enter key, you can see two rows are affected. When I say select staff from student, you can see these are also done. Okay, to suppose if I just want to eliminate the duplicate value, that means eliminate the duplicate value in that particular column, we will be using a keyword called distinct. Distinct is the keyword used to eliminate the duplicate value. So what we will do? So how we will be using, suppose I just want to eliminate, you can see 98 is repeating, 60 is repeating, isn't it? To eliminate the duplicate values, we have to use the keyword called distinct. Okay, select distinct. Okay, spelling also clear, distinct. Then what is that? Mark 1. So which column? Mark 1. Okay, don't put any bracket, it's a keyword, it's not a function. From student. You can see only the unique values will be shown. There will be no duplicate value. Distinct is the keyword for eliminating the duplicate value. So that also they can ask, name the keyword used to eliminate the redundant value from a particular column in SQL. That is distinct keyword. Okay, now we have done with the select query. Now we will see how to access the record for the specific row. This is column wise access coming. Now I just want to access the complete row according to the condition. For that we have to use the where clause. So how we will give? Condition is select star from, okay, student. Okay, you can give. After this we will be giving a condition where there you have to use the condition. Condition means it can be used mathematical operator, you can use the arithmetical operator, you can use the logical operator. Mathematical operator means you can do plus, minus, all those arithmetical operation you can do here in SQL query also. And a relational operation means what? Comparison, like less than, greater than, equal, not equal to, all that can be done within the, or that condition can be applied to the relational means where clause. Okay, and logical operator is like or, not, and. Okay, we will just discuss one by one. Okay, So where condition, so where I'll just give mark 1 is equal to 60. Okay, that is equal. Okay, equal. Okay, here this is called equal condition. That is it here only checking. This is like assignment operator. It's not checking like, okay, equal operator. So if I just say that, you can see mark 160, all the records are given. So since I have given star, all the columns will be displayed. If I need only specific columns, that you have to give separated by comma. Instead of star, you have to give like roll number. If I need roll number and name only, you have to give select roll number, comma, name from student, where, what is the condition. Okay, so in your question, it will be given, table will be given and the query will be given. So read the query 2-3 times, from that you will get the command. Okay, now this is called a one relational operator, isn't it? Now, if I just want to add 5 marks to the mark 1, so what I will do? So select star, 5 marks or 2 marks I'll give, okay? Select star from student, where or that we can do with the update only, okay? That I'll just show you, update, or if I just want to do the arithmetical operation, you can give select 3 plus 4. You can give the answers, or it will come dual thing. This is mathematical operator. Okay, all those plus minus into will be done. Now we will just move on to the relational operator, that is mainly coming. So if I just want to display the marks greater than 90, so how I will give the condition? Select, spelling also check, select star from student, where mark 1 greater than 90. Okay, you can see these are the students having mark greater than or equal 90, 90, sorry, 90 greater than 90. Okay, if I just want to that less than or equal to 90, less than, after that equal sign 90, how to specify. So all those marks which are less than or equal to 90 will be displayed. So these all are the relational operator. If I just want to not equal to 60, okay, mark 1 not equal to, this is the symbol for not equal to, and to display the details of the students, where mark 1 not equal to 60. Okay, 60 I'll give. Okay, so enter, you can see which is not equal to 60, you can skip. Okay, in your question, you just keep it in mind. It is display all the details or display that particular column, that you have to keep it in mind. Next one is like logical operator, is for connecting more conditions. Okay, more, if more conditions are there in the select query, okay, you will be using the logical operators, and there are 3 logical operator: and, or, and not. So what is that? We will just see one by one. So my condition is like to display the details of all the students whose mark 1 is 60 and mark 2 is greater than 85, or less than 85, or greater than 89. Okay, or like that way any condition is there. Okay, that is to display the details of the students, all the details of students whose mark 1 is equal to 60 and mark 2 is greater than 87. So how I will do? Select star from student, where, so mark 1 is equal to 60. That's the first condition. Or, that is what? Or operator, or mark 2. Okay, that's the second column. That is what? Greater than 87, isn't it? So these are the 2 conditions are there. 2 or more condition can be done. Minimum 2 conditions should be there. So connecting these condition, we will be using the logical operator. This is called or. What does it mean? Any of the condition is satisfying, it will display the output. It's not necessary that both the conditions should satisfy. If any of the condition is satisfying to true, it will display that record. You can see these are the records. Suppose if I have given like a mark 2 less than, okay, 87. Okay, if I have given like this way, also what you will get? Less than 87. These are the two values. One more. See, mark 1 is 60. That is there. Earlier you got only this one. 87 mark 2. No one is there. Here 87 is there, but it's not greater than or equal to 87. It's equal to 87. Okay. So here mark 1 is 60. That condition also. Here mark 2 less than 78. That also coming. Isn't it? So or means any of the condition is satisfying, it will return. But when I give like and, if both the conditions are satisfying only, it will return the record. Otherwise, it will return, if it is not satisfied, it will return empty set. Here there is no two tables or no record whether these two conditions are satisfying. Okay, and so instead of and, you can also use the sign like ampersand. Okay, or instead of or, you can use which symbol? You can use the pipe symbol. Pipe symbol means that two straight line. You can see this is the pipe symbol instead of or, that will be satisfied. Another operator, logical operator, is what? Not operator. Not operator is used for this negation. Okay, whatever you are asking, opposite of that you will get it. Select the store details of the student whose mark is not equal to 60. So what we will give? So select star from student where not mark 1 other than not mark 1 equal to 60. What does it mean? This mark 1 is equal to 60, it will check. Okay, two are having, Sharanya and Sanju are having 60 mark 1, but then negation coming, so ulta of that, which is not satisfying this one, remaining records it will be displayed. So these are the logical operator. When all these three logical operators are coming together in a particular query, what not operator will be having more priority, like the BODMAS rule. No, here not operator will be having the priority, after that and then or. Okay, so that also keep it in mind. And when bracket coming, that bracket by default, you know that bracket will be having the more priority. So these are the logical operator. Okay, so three types of operators are there: mathematical or arithmetical operator, or numerical operator, then relational operators or comparison operators, then logical operators. Now we will just see the different clauses of the select command. First clause is like we will have to display like null value. We want to check whether mark any column is having the null value. Okay, so for that we are having the operator. We'll just check it. Mark 2 is equal to null. Can we give or not? So select star from student where mark 2 is equal to null. Okay, if I give it, what is that? You get an empty set, isn't it? Even though null value is there, you are getting an empty set. When I'm saying null, you don't give any single quote because it's a keyword. Okay, so don't give any single quote or double quote. Okay, even though I give equal sign also, it is not working. Why? Because null value, for checking the null value, it will not work with the relational operator. It will only work with that operator or the clause what is or is not. So how I just want to get it is select star from student where mark 2 is null. If I give, you want to check whether it is null, is null you have to give. Okay, is space null, so that null value will be there. If I just want to get is not null, what? Is not null. Okay, so those values which are not null in mark 2, that will be displayed. So for the null value, what is the operator? Is and is not null. Okay, so that one they can ask us the case study question, and you will be getting this is done. It's an error coming over here. To rewrite the corrected code, that way also case study question can be coming. So for the null operator, is or is not null only will work. Next one is like in operator. In operator is like what? In operator is instead of multiple or. Multiple or means what? Instead of you are having multiple or condition, okay, instead of that we are using the in operator, that is selecting a certain set of values from a list of values. Suppose select star from student. I just want to display the details of the student who where for 1 in 100 comma 98 comma 69, okay. So from this list of values, any of the record is satisfying, that record will be displayed. Okay. So this will be there. These are the values. We don't have 98, 2 are there, 69 is there, 100 is not there. So it will not be displayed. So in is the operator instead of multiple or condition. Okay. Instead of this one, what we can use, what is that? It will be selecting the values of this mark 1 values from this list of values. Okay. So in is the operator for getting the list of items from the particular values, list values. Okay. If I don't want this one, we can use it as what? Not in. So which all are the values not provided over here for the mark 1 column will be displayed. Okay. So what are the two values? Other than that, you are having only 60. So that will be displayed. So in and not in operator to getting the values. In is for from getting the selecting the record from the list of values. This is from which are not in that list of values. Another operator is used for range. Range means what? You will be giving a condition whose mark 1 is greater than or equal to or between 90 and 95. So like that a condition coming, you are using the operator between and. So select star from student where mark 1 between 95 and 98. So for selecting a values from the range of values, you will get this one. When we are giving between and operator, what we will do, these both the values are included. That means what, even though that 98 also will be taken into the record or range, and 95 also included. Since 98 is there, that only will be displayed. 95 I have not in my record. So between is operator, between and is the operator for this one. What is that? For selecting the values from the range. Next operator is I just have pattern matching operator. That operator is called a like. Like is the operator for pattern matching. Okay. And there are two wildcard symbols for that one. That is percentage and underscore. Suppose I just want to display the details of the records whose names start with A. Okay. Name start with A. Here I told you like is the operator for pattern matching. It has two wildcard symbol, that is percentage and underscore. Percentage will denote what? Any substring or string, that is any number of characters, whereas underscore will denote a single character. Okay, so if I just want to display the name starting from A, okay, what I will do, select star from student where name. Okay, when we are using that percentage or underscore, don't use any equal operator. You have to use the operator like. Name like. What is that? It's quotation we have to give. It should start with A. You can give capital A or small a. After that, it can be of any character. So percentage. And after that, semicolon. So this is the only name starting with A. Suppose I just want to display the details of the student whose name starting with S. How I'll give? Select star from student where name, if I give name equal to, the same question if I give with equal, whether we are getting an output, we'll just check out. Percentage, are we getting? It will be only empty set. So these wildcard symbols, either percentage or underscore, you have to use like operator. This is also coming as the error question and a case study question. You have to correct it. Okay. That you have to keep it in mind. Okay, next thing is what? So starting with S. So what is that? We have to give S after that percentage. Okay, S name like percentage. S percentage. Whose name is ending with A. How will I give? Select staff from student where name like a. So starting it can be of any character and it should end with A. So after at the last it should be A. So you can see what all other name ends with A. Whose name ends with U. So instead of why, what I will write? Select staff from student where name like what I have to write? Starting it can be of any character, but the name should end with U. So semicolon. You can see these are the names ending with U. To display the characters or the display the details of the records whose second character is A. That means in the name whose second character is A has to be displayed. So how I will give? Select staff from student where name like, what is that? First character I don't know, only one character, so it should be underscore. Second character is A, and after that it can be of anything, so semicolon. Percentage, then semicolon. So you can see these are the characters with the second character A. Suppose if I just want to display the details of the student with exactly 3 characters, okay, so how I'll do? Select star from student where name like what? 3 characters. So 1 underscore for the first character, second character, and third character. 3 underscore we have to give, and you can see which is the name consisting of exactly 3 characters. This is how pattern matching is done. Pattern matching operator is like, and it is having 2 wildcard symbols, that is percentage and underscore. Percentage will denote what? Percentage will be denoting many characters, underscore will be denoting single character, and this also difference between percentage and underscore also asked, okay, in the previous papers. So next question is that sorting the data. Sorting the data, we are having the operator called order by. Order by is for sorting the data. So if I just want to sort the records in the ascending order of the name, select star from student where it's not necessary, mandatory where is not necessary. Select staff from student. Most of them will write the where. So select staff from student, order by. What is that? Order space by. What is the column you want to order? Which column you want to sort out? By name. Okay. Okay, and if I just want to sort out, you can give either. Okay, simply if I give, it will be sorting in the ascending order of the name. Ascending order of the name means in the first character only it will be checking A, B, C, D, E, which is the order. That order it will be sorting out. Okay, order by, order space by, and name. What is the column, which column to be sorted. But instead of this, you can also give a keyword called ASC. Okay, that keyword, if you didn't specify, also default sorting order is ascending order, that is small to big. If I just want to sort it in the descending order, you have to, instead of ASC, you have to specify the keyword DESC, so it will sort in the descending order. Okay, you can also sort it in the multiple order. Multiple columns can be sorted. Name in the ascending order, and mark 1 in the descending order. Okay, okay, you can see name in the ascending order. Multiple columns can be sorted out, but the priority will be given where? Priority will be given to this one. Priority will be given to the name first column, so it will be sorting in the ascending order. When here any mismatch is there, it will go to the second column. Suppose if I just want to sort it in the ascending order of the mark, okay, mark 1, okay, and mark 1 in the ascending order, and mark 2 also in the ascending order. Okay, so you can see mark 1 in the ascending order. So which has to become first? What all has to be appeared? You can see sorting. Mark 1 will be in the ascending order, but in the mark 1 you can see what? You can see 2 records are having 2 same value. Now what? For this thing, it will go to the mark 2 and check what is the mark 2 condition. Among these, which is the ascending order ways, we will sort. 87 is coming first, so that Sharanya's record come first. So 90 is in the second one, it appears second. Coming here again, there is a chain, there is the thing, isn't it? 98, these two are having a clash. So for this, it will again check this mark 2, which is 78 or 87 is small. So 78. So Merlin record come first. So when a clash is there in the first column, only it will go to the second column. So multiple sorting column sorting is also possible, and sorting by default is what? It is ascending order. Okay, and they can also ask what is the difference between DESC table name, okay, and what is that DESC along with the order by clause, difference between. Okay, that also you have done that with the example, you can specify. So these are the things. Now next one is like summarizing the result. Summarizing the result, we are having a function or clause called group by. That means you will be grouping according to the mark. Or suppose, or I just want to add a column. I told you, no, I just want to add a column, total. So how will I do? Alter table, alter table student, add total, and what should be the data type? Int. Okay, so you can see select duplicate, it's there for the 5 rows are there. Select star. When I do so, or a column, new column will be added up and all the values will be filled. What all are the records? All the values will be filled with a null value, isn't it? Null value will be filled out. Now I just want to modify the value over here. How can I modify? For that, we are having the command called update. Update, okay, is that a command for modifying the value, already existing value. So update student. Okay, these all are the DML command, but alter table is a DDL command. So how will I give update student set? What is the column to be updated? Total. What is the total? Equal to mark 1 plus mark 2, isn't it? Mark 1 plus mark 2. So if I just select that, select star from student, you can see that total column is updated, isn't it? We cannot add with a null value. That's why it is coming as null value. Now, this, if I just want to update it, what I will do? So you can also set is that you can give a condition. Update student, we will give a default value. Okay, update student set which column I want to add? Total is equal to 60, where condition you can give, where what? Total, which column you are giving? Total, or mark 2, any condition you can give. Total is null. When we are checking with the null, we will go with is null. Okay, so one row is changed, you can see that will be updated. Or you can give like where total equal to, update the column, the total is equal to mark 1, we can give, isn't it? Now there is no mark null column, you cannot find out, it will result in an error. So update is a DML command used for updating this one. Now another command is for grouping the result. We are having a clause, or summarizing the result, we are having a clause what? We are having a clause called group by. But before moving to the group by, we have to understand the aggregate functions available in SQL. Aggregate functions are called multiple row functions. Okay, and it will return the aggregated value, or it will return a single value as the output. There are 5 aggregate functions in SQL. They are min, max, sum, count, and average. So I have to find that average or maximum of the marks one column. How will I say? Select max of mark 1. So if I just want to find the maximum mark of this maximum marks available in the marks column, what I will do? Select max of mark 1. You have to specify. When I say function, this bracket is a must. And inside that function, you have to, inside that bracket, you have to specify the column name, which column maximum value you have to find. Select max of mark 1 from student. So this is the syntax for aggregate value. Okay, you will get the maximum. If I just want to get the minimum value, instead of max, we are having a function called min. Okay, min, and it will return the minimum value. For getting the we are having another function called average. Average, instead of that, we are having avg. Okay, not average full. Avg is the function to get the average value. So what is that? Average stands for total divided by the number of items. Okay, if I just want to find the sum of the column or sum of the marks in that column, we are having sum. Okay, so not total, we are having the sum function. It will return the sum of the marks in that particular column. So what are aggregate function? It will return the aggregate value all together for that particular column. It will return the aggregate. Another aggregate function is like count. If I just want to get the count of the records in that particular table, so count is the function or particular column. Okay, this will be returning the count. So if I say select star from student, okay, okay, so these all will be having returning the values. These aggregate functions will return the values excluding the null value. If that particular column is having a null value, that will not be counted. For example, when I say count of mark 2, okay, what is that? You can see a null value in that particular column. So it will return the count only 4. This null value will not be taken care. When I say that average, it will be adding up these 4 items excluding this null value, and total will be finded out and divide by 4 only it will do, because in your question they will be given a query and asked to write the output. So count function, count of a particular column or max or all these 5 aggregate value will return the value excluding the null value. But there is a function called count star. Select count star. Okay, count star. If I specify like that way from student, it will return the value including the null value. That means it will return the number of records in that particular table. Whereas count of a particular column means it will return the count of those known null values in that particular column. But count star will return the count including the null values. So this type of case study questions will be coming like he had created a table, and when he had written this command, this select count of mark 2, there's a column called mark 2. When he had written, he got the output as 4, but when he had written the another statement select count star from student, he got the output as 5. Why? Justify your reason. So that you have to set that these are because of the presence of the null value. Aggregate of that part statement 1 in that particular column, this aggregated function will be returning the value excluding the null value. But when count star using, it will include the return the value including the null value. So that is also a case study question. Many times it was asked for the exam. Okay. Next one is like, so you have studied these are the aggregate function, 5 aggregate function, and using of count star also you understand the difference. Okay. Now, another function is called, another not function, it's like a summarizing the result. We are having a clause called group by. Group by clause is for the summarizing the result. Okay. For that, I will take go into another table. I will show you another table. Okay. So for that, I'm just switching into use student. Okay, I have a table already created. So inside that, you can see I have a table. Select employee table is there. Select staff from employee. Okay, not student. Let me see. I'll just save your school, I think. So this is this was a database called school in my server. So inside that I have already created here employee table. So based on this, I will show you the group by close. Group by close is like a summarizing the result. Okay, summarizing the result means, for example, your query will be like this way: to display the details of the employee in each department. Okay, number of employees in each department. So each is the keyword for every department, like that way. That is the keyword where you have to identify that it should be used by group by. So to display the details of employees in each department. So what I will do, select after that each department, each after that each, what is the column? That should be the first field, department. Okay, so each department, comma, select the number of employees. So what is that number? So all the employees I needed. So count star. Okay, from employee. So okay, from employee. And next thing is what? Each department. So group by department. So you can see 10, department number 10 is having 4 employees. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Department number 20 is 2 employees. Department number is 30 is having 2. Now suppose to display the employee, okay, to display the number of maximum salary of the employees in each zone, okay, to display the maximum salary of employees in each zone. So what is that? Each zone means what is the first column? Zone. Okay, maximum salary means what? What is the column? Max of salary. Okay, from where? From student table, each zone. So what is that? Group by zone. You don't have a column. Sorry, I have given a table as student. Your table name is employee. We were previously doing with the student table, no? So I have given a student. So it is an employee table. So you can see each zone, center zone, this is the maximum salary. East zone, this is the maximum salary. If I want to display the maximum number of employees in each zone, what I will do? Number of employees in each zone. So what is the function? Count, isn't it? Count. After that, salary. Sorry for the disturbance. Salary. Count star. So what is that? Each zone, which are the number of employees. You can see over here. So that is the thing you have to keep it in mind while working with the group by. Or what is that? How to use that group by? Select zone, comma, count staff from employee, group by. How we will be using select. Or if I just want to display all this, group by will work with the aggregate functions. Okay, group by will work with the aggregate function. That you have to keep it in mind. Okay, so to display the employees in each or to display that employees in each grade. Okay, so how number of employees or average salary of each grade, how will I give? So each grade, so what is that? Select average, it means each grade, no? So what is that? Grade, that should be the, then average means AVG salary. Okay, okay, from employee group by grade, each grade. So group by grade. And this, when I say each grade means that should be the first column. Each department means that should be the first column. Then what is the function? So you can see over here. Okay, it is grouped out like this way. Now you can give, so this is the aggregate function, group by close. That is what is the need for this close? Summarizing the result. Okay, grouping the result. For multiple column, it will group and return an aggregate result. But this aggregate function will work with the group by clause. Okay. Now, for these groups also we can give the condition. Okay. Suppose I have given like select department. Okay, department, display the details of employee, number of employees in each department. No, so count star if I give from employee group by department. Okay, what is happening? You can see over here. Suppose if I just want to only display the details whose employee count is greater than 2, greater than 2. So how I'll give? So this condition, after that, what is that? You have to give a condition, that is with the help of having clause. Having, what is that? Count star greater than 2. So having is the clause which will come along with the group by, and it is used for filtering the group by or groups, that is giving condition to groups. You are using the having clause. It will only work with the group by. There will be asked like what is the difference between order by clause and group by clause. Order by is for sorting the data. This is for summarizing the result. What is the difference between where clause and having clause? Where clause is for giving condition for individual row, whereas having clause is giving condition for the groups. Where clause, it will return for each row, it will return the result, but will be giving a aggregated result, filtering for aggregated result. So these are the SQL commands and clauses you have to study. Now we have done with the alter table, create, insert, select, alter, update. I told you I will show you with the delete also. Suppose this is my table, select. I'm coming back to my student table. Okay, use academics. That's my first. We have to open the database. Then only we can access that table. So use academics is the database. So I just select star from student. Okay, suppose I just want to, we have studied how to delete a column, isn't it, with the help of alter table command. But if I want to delete the record, that means rows, we have to use the delete command. It's a DML command. Okay, so how to delete? Okay, so delete from, okay, delete from student. If I specify like this way, what it will do? It will delete the entire record. All the records will be gone. By mistakenly, if I press enter, or if I just press enter, what it will do? All the records will be deleted. But I don't want to delete all the record. I just only want to delete the record whose mark 2 is null. So if I just want to delete a specific record, what you have to give? You have to give a condition. It is where mark 2 is null, where mark 2 is null. So you can see that one row affected. If I say select star from student, you can see that record, that is 101, is deleted. You can see that is deleted. Suppose if I say that delete, okay, delete from student, okay, from student, what will happen? It will delete all the records. Now I say that select star from student. What it will do? It can return an empty set because all the records got deleted. If I want to give a specific record, you have to give a condition. But if I didn't give a condition, all the records will be deleted. But it will not delete the structure of the table. If I go and see the DSC student, you can see the structure still now. You can insert the values and enter the new values. But, okay, that is why this is, okay, it will not delete the structure of the table. Delete command will not delete the structure of the table. But if I give the command like drop table student, it will delete the table. Now I just click on this show tables. Okay, you can see empty set. The table is not there in this one. Okay, now If I just table is deleted, when I use this drop table, the structure also will be deleted. You can see DESC student, if I say that is not there. Okay, so delete structure will not be gone, but drop table structure will be gone. If I want to delete this database, so drop database academics. You can see, okay. Now if I say that show databases, you can see I cannot see that academics database is also gone. So these are the SQL commands. Hope it is clear to you. Okay, if you have any doubt, please do ask in the comment box section. Okay, and we will do more practice question on this one based on the previous year papers. Hope this is clear. Next section we will continue with the join, SQL join, as well as the MySQL connectivity also we will discuss. Okay, that are the two topics left under this unit, that is SQL joins as well as the MySQL connectivity, that is connecting with this Python and this one coding and Python and this SQL database. Okay. This meeting is recorded. Thanks for watching the video. Stay tuned to the channel for the latest update. Please do like, comment, and subscribe and share it with your friends. See you in the next section. Bye. Take care. Keep learning till then. Keep learning. Stay positive always. Bye.